What's up, everybody?
What's up?
Hey, dude.
What's up?
dude?
Dude. All right.
Who do we got over there?
Let me introduce you guys to a couple people that I got over here. Okay. We got Ryder himself. Okay.
Ride or die.
And then Ryder or Die. Okay. And then, what do you like to be called? I think you got like a persona, you know.
No, you gotta just go by Austin.
Austin is his
Austin,
name.
Texas. All right.
Austin, Texas. Yeah.
All right, I guess I'm
Yes.
cool with that.
So why I wanted to bring these homies on, first of all, I'm going to pop the cork to bringing the homies on. It's
Boom.
not really a cork. So it's just
So the little homies aren't drinking anything, huh? Is that what's
No,
going on
dude,
right now?
They're underage, all right? I you know,
Oh,
there
snap.
was a
All right. Well,
debate.
My mom might be watching this, so
Talking to the mic though.
yeah. Let's talk into the mic.
hi mom. I'm not gonna be drinking, but
Yeah,
Okay.
see, they're underage. I felt like even if they were to ask me, I almost feel indebted to say no, you know.
Right.
Because you just never know, like, who's watching or who's judging. I'm like not judging at all. So I was gonna say no anyway. So just deal with it.
No, for sure.
Anyway, I
You
bring
got that
these
bottle
people.
pop?
Yeah, right here. I
All
might
right,
take
let's
a
start
drink.
it off. We got a nice little cheers. Whoa. Damn,
No,
dog.
no one could see that. Remember, you were talking.
Oh, word. Okay.
Water.
Here to APP, to the youth, to everybody. Cheers.
Yeah. Hey, since we're since our mics are so loud, we don't have to necessarily get right on that shit and talk on it. But
All right. You think I'm good right here?
I think you guys. No, I think you need to actually get up on it. To be honest with you.
Get it like that? We good?
all right,
shit don't make out.
all right. See,
All right,
that
so-
was his thing. Yeah.
So we got the youth on, which is nice. I don't have too many friends that are. Wait, how old are you guys?
I'm 19.
19, Ryder? How old are you?
I'm almost 19, 18. right
Okay,
now.
18, 19. Damn, dude, that's crazy. So you guys just graduated high school?
Yeah.
You graduated or not?
Yeah. Just
You ain't fucking with
graduated
that.
this last year.
You did. Okay. College?
Not yet.
What
Okay.
about
Well,
you, Ryder?
all right.
Don't.
What's-
don't
what's-
let
what's
Ryder
you on
get in
college?
here.
Hey, I'm just working right now. I'm just stacking up the dough.
Okay. No plans for college.
Thinking about the future right now. You know.
Let's talk into the mic. Okay. Okay.
See, because that's where I was when I was your age, though. You know,
I'll be honest with you. I went to school, college, I should say, just one day, and I dropped out. So that was it. Not everybody needs it, you know.
You dropped out of college.
I dropped out. Well, I didn't drop out. I went for one day, went to one class, realized it was not for me, and I left. I never went back.
What did you
I
want to
did fine.
study?
My first class was I think it was a biology class, to be honest with you, and I
Well,
was
that
just
was your
not into it at
problem.
all. What's
Dude.
well, I mean, you're going to take multiple classes. You know, not every just because you want to do a certain thing, you're not just going to take that one class only. I mean, in order to get a bachelor's or something, you need to have general education. So that was something that I just was not into. I mean, I wasn't about restarting high school all over again. So
Well, and
I left.
that's how I feel like college is today and shit. You just pretty much go right back to all the shit that they didn't really teach you in high school, in your first year of community college, or even your first year regular college, and it's back to being boring again.
Yeah.
And then it's hard because some kids barely even graduate high school today. It's like they skate through high school and then they get to college and then they're actually required to do the work that they were almost required to do in high school.
Right.
And then they just were able to skate by in high school, but now they can't. It's just tough. So it's
That's
like,
exactly what happened to me. I actually went to Seattle Arts for a little bit right after I graduated. I only finished one quarter and then a little, like half of the second quarter, and then I just was like, I just need to work. Like,
Dude,
this
at
is
least
too
you-
hard
at
for
least
me
you made
right
it
now. I'm
that
just
far, man.
failing.
Oh, you were failing the whole time?
Yeah, because
well,
I was just so used to high school. Like, I didn't have to like do my homework or anything until like the last minute. I
Right.
didn't have
Right.
Time for that.
No, college is totally different, dude. It's a whole nother level. But
Yeah.
it's like high school on steroids. But
well, and not only that, but I'm like, I work with these two guys. That's how I know them. But I walk out to him one day. I'm like, dude, how's school going? And he goes like, school's all right. And I'm like, what classes you're taking? And he goes like algebra. I'm like, fuck, why are you taking an algebra class at all? First of all, like, why would you do that? Like,
dude, general
going
ed,
to
you
school
need
for
those kind of classes, bro. That's the way it goes.
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He's there for music. It's the Seattle Art Institute or whatever the fuck it is. It's like he's there to learn music and shit. He's there doing math. I'm like, dude, how much can you just be like, here, you know, I need your money, kid. We want to let you learn music, but like, I need your money first.
Right.
And you need to go to fucking algebra class and fail that shit eventually. It's like, you know, it's just tough, dude. I had a hard time passing algebra in class, and mainly because I just didn't give a fuck. Like, I didn't care about math, you know?
Yep.
I mean, I got a calculator to do that work for me now. So it's like, I mean, how many pieces of the pie can Betty have and shit? It's like, well, most of the time I want the whole pie. So who cares?
Don't we all, man? Don't we all?
You know, that's algebra to me today.
Right. Yeah, no, it's terrible. So, so what are your plans then? I mean, what's, you know, if school's not it, what is it?
Well, I think school's going to be down the road pretty soon. As soon as I kind of know what I'm going towards.
Right.
Like I kind of want to do something in criminal justice, something with police. I'm not sure I don't know if to go to college first or do military possibly. I don't know.
That's not a bad way to go too.
I'm in a hole.
They give you time to kind of do your shit. You're working basically, and it's, you know, they just strap you up for a couple years and you're just like, nah, you got to do what I do. But they kind of let you do your own thing after, you know, like if you want to go to school on the side, like you can go to school. They don't stop you from doing that.
Yeah.
All right. Hang on. I got a quick input from a viewer. They're saying that that the switch over isn't working as far as every time I talk, it just stays on you guys. So
well, Jason, you need to click on us then. And then there'll be no blue bar around us.
No blue bar?
Yeah. So click on us.
Yeah.
Okay. And then it should switch now.
No.
Because once you do that, then there's no box around anybody, right? You're not going to see the switch, I don't think.
I don't see the switch.
No, you might. I actually don't remember.
Oh, damn.
I don't remember if you do or not. No, you do. You do. You see the switch.
Oh,
you
I
can't
do see the
it
switch.
right now?
No, I don't see the switch.
Oh, okay. Click on us again then one more time.
All right. Now you have a white box around you.
Okay. Do you see the switch now?
No, I don't see the switch.
Oh, well, it could just be on us then.
Oh, hell no. Damn.
Yeah, I don't know why we're not switching, but we got it, dog. What do you got?
So
that's Nathan Bosman.
Okay, so do I need to have
Bosman? Shout out. What up?
We got viewers here.
We got 3 viewers, but people are tuning out, dog, because I can't get this thing, you know, situated right. So we need to figure this out real quick. Great. Technical difficulties, dude.
Need a commercial to pop up real quick.
Dude, we do. Where are the commercials
Let's
at?
That's too expensive.
Let's just drink while Jason tries to figure this shit out.
Well, dude, it's not fucking moving.
drink.
So I
Let's
guess it's just the way it's gonna have to be.
Yeah, not you guys, but me. Yeah. Shot of water, of course. Don't be playing. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, dude. This is not working out, dude. I need to figure this out real quick.
It's not hard. It's not.
Bro.
I don't know why it's so hard.
It's not switching over, dude. This is not cool.
Okay, maybe it's on our end then.
Yeah.
It's not switching over, dog. So
we clicked on him.
Yeah, so unclick on him.
Nah, see on your end, you should be able to switch over anytime you want.
Switching now?
What's up?
Are we switching and shit?
Nah.
Switching. Oh, dude.
Nah, but I think this is the way it's gonna have to
forward.
stay,
okay. And then put the screen on us. It'll be great. It'll be good. You can see us. In
we should be straight right now. It's just not gonna show. I don't think it's gonna show.
No. Is there any white box on anybody right now?
Well,
take it off.
You guys don't even have a box anymore, dog. I think you're not presenting anymore to the podcast, dog.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Well, we're back now, but like I said, I don't know what is the issue, but for some reason we're not switching back and forth.
I can see us, dude. I can see us on your glasses.
I know you can because I switch over manually.
All right, well then you'll just have to roll with the manual switch, bro. That's just how it has to be. Damn, I love it when you got a manual switch.
Dude, it is nice. It is nice. All right, let's get into a couple topics real quick.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
So you brought these cats on. They're a little younger.
'Kay.
What do they got? What are they looking to share? What are they?
Well,
do they
so I
represent right
asked them that this morning. All right, and go ahead, Austin. What'd you guys come up with?
We wanted to talk about like the media, like on like how it affects the youth, kind of.
Well,
Okay.
just
Like
answer
in-
your own
in-
question then.
in
So
what way?
how
Like-
does the media affect you personally?
Well, I'm honestly like I'm on Twitter a lot, and
And I still like I'm really not. So that's something that
Dude,
Jason
Twitter-
always talks
yeah,
about me
well,
and shit.
I
It's
use
like-
Instagram with Twitter. So like anytime I post to Instagram, I just throw it up to to Twitter too, because you can do that at the bottom. That's the only time I ever post to Twitter. So I don't know what the fuck Twitter's all about, really.
dude, there's some
Hashtags.
crazy stuff on there sometimes. And there's
Yeah?
some young kids that have Twitters now. It's kind of crazy.
Why? So like, what's so good about Twitter? Like, what's both of you can answer. Like, what the fuck? Like,
Dude,
why?
I honestly, I use it to keep up with like the artists, like what they're doing with their music, articles on artists, my friends on there.
So more like not necessarily your friends and shit. Like for that, you might still use Facebook or.
I don't really use Facebook other than you look at like funny stuff on there.
Okay, it's kind of got that to that point now.
Yeah.
But so to answer to get to your question, like how does it affect the youth? Like, is it a negative effect? Is it
Well, it can, because like there's some younger, I've noticed like there's younger people getting onto Twitter, and I've also noticed that like there's porn on Twitter now. That's like people post on like on the main feeds where everyone can see it.
is that like
Yeah,
Dude.
that's not good, is it?
Yeah, and there's like kids on there.
yeah?
That's what I'm saying. Like it's pretty. it
So
can be
there's
pretty
no
negative.
restrictions and shit?
Well, that's not
Like
that,
there can be until like if you block the page, obviously you can't see like what's on it. But
so that's social media. That's not the media. Like I thought you meant like more the news or
okay.
something like that. Like
But
you're
isn't
talking about
media
social
all
media?
forms of media though? Like social media, news. I mean, I would almost assume myself that social media is more relevant than the news today.
Well, yeah, I mean, usually everyone gets their news. I mean, from Facebook or Twitter.
Dude, I don't
guess.
watch the news anymore. Do you
I
guys?
am not a fan of the news. No.
You've
It's funny.
never,
Me and my
like,
wife,
ever?
we go to sleep to the news, so I don't know. We like that shit, but I
Maybe
fall
it's
asleep to it.
weather.
So it's not like I really sit there and
About
watch it.
For the weather only.
I just
The
use
That's
my-
it.
I just use my app for that.
app.
Just-
See,
just
we
use
got
my
an app for weather and shit. Why do we even need the news?
True. You got an app for
And it's on
everything,
my-
bro.
And it's on my exact location right there.
I know it does.
That's true.
Damn. So what about you, Ryder? How does media affect you, or how do you think what's its purpose really? That's a good
So-
question.
All right. So social media, right? I think it's negative a lot of the time, most of the time, because say teenage girls, young girls see these skinny models and they want to be just like them. They want to, have fucking breast surgery and get bigger boobs or something. And then the guys see what, like, muscular dudes. They want to hit the gym.
Yeah, like what girls want us to be like.
So
Yep.
it went from like going to school and like seeing a buddy of yours to not even needing human interaction to be able to like develop your minds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Like
I don't.
how is it like for you guys? Because like you guys came up in that, right? Like I didn't even get Facebook till I was in college. I went to college and oh shit, it's just on us now. How'd that get on us
Yeah, I know,
now?
right?
Damn. I went to college and that's shit. I was 19 before I got Facebook. And when did you guys get Facebook and shit?
I had Facebook when I was probably like 12, but I never used it. But I was all about MySpace.
Dude, right?
Yep, all about it.
Now, hold on. I want to ask Jason, who's a tad bit older than us. When,
why you
when
gotta
did
go
you first get Facebook?
I think I got Facebook back in 2010. That was I think it was
But
2010. So
how
6
old
years.
were you?
Oh, how old was? Oh shit. Fuck. Oh, dude, I was 26.
Oh, it's hard because they were 12 when
No,
they first
not
got.
me, dude. I actually had to wait for a while. My parents wouldn't let me have one, and they would like check up to see if I had one. And like I wanted a MySpace so bad when I was a kid, and I couldn't have one.
Dude.
And like I didn't even make a Facebook first. Like I had a Twitter I think when I was like 16 is like when I got Twitter, and then I finally got Facebook because family reasons. Like go on there see what my family's doing.
So why would your mom not let you get like a Facebook?
I don't know. They just said I wasn't old enough for it.
Did she ever tell you why?
Not really. She said they pretty much just said it's grown up stuff. Like it's mainly just they just said it's for grown ups.
What about you, Ryder? Your parents, I mean, you had it at 12. Did your parents try to regulate it?
Not really. My parents are they're pretty chill about that stuff,
Yeah.
as long as I'm not, posting weird stuff. Obviously, I have to add them as a friend first.
Oh, okay.
Before I do
They're
any of
following
that.
you. They're
Yeah.
following you.
Yeah, your parents know exactly what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
They get those status updates right on their
Yeah.
phone every time you post
Yeah.
something.
All
I
right, just
mean-
to let everybody know real quick, I got everything handled. So I
It's
was
all
a little
good
out of,
now?
yeah, I was a little out of the cast, dude, because I'm sitting over here trying to figure this out. We're live and everything else, so technical difficulties. This is the first time that I've held the cast myself. So we're back in it, dude. We're good. We're good.
Yeah.
So
Hey,
continue
how's
on.
our video look though?
Dude, we're solid. We're super solid now. We're super good. So
Good.
keep it rolling. Keep it rolling.
All right. So
Where were we at?
we're still not answering the question. Like you guys are
Yeah.
on the hot seat here.
Yeah, so let's get back to the media. So all right, you mentioned the porn thing. All right. So all right. So there's porn. What else?
What else about media?
Dude, there was porn when I was 18 years old too. I mean, I could find porn
Right.
like that.
Shit.
Yeah, but like little kids can, or like not little kids, but like younger like kids couldn't see it that easily.
That's
They-
kind of true.
Well, okay, I'll be honest. I mean, I go on Twitter quite a bit, and I mean, in order for me to stumble upon something like that, I need to be in a pretty
You need to be
you know,
looking for it.
in an adult, environment, or topics that I'm searching for. You know what I mean? Where those kind of get brought up. Like it's not like you just type in Barney and like tits show up. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Well, shit. I freaking so like for me, I actually understand kind of what he's saying. It's like it's not necessarily that porn is like on Twitter, great. Porn's everywhere. But what it is the ease of access to it.
Yeah.
Because like for me, dude, when I was 12, I had to sneak a cassette tape like from my dad's personal collection down into my shit, dude. And he's not listening and he probably won't see this exact part, but I remember when my dad was like sleeping one night and a nap, and I'd like snuck up there all fucking secret like and just like slip the movie through the cracks.
Oh
dog,
yeah, dude.
all the way downstairs, like just watched it. It's just like, what the hell's going on here? Like, dude, I had to go through some James Bond stealth shit to look at that shit.
Well, they have stuff that regulates cell phones, today, right? So
Parental controls, but
yeah,
they're
there's
18,
parental controls.
16, 12. You can't fucking, dude. Yeah, like 14, freshman in high school, 14-year-old.
yeah.
No way you're parental controlling their phone and shit,
All right, all right. The cell phones have been around for quite a while now, and we've had iPhones for quite a while. So these dudes are 18, 19 years old. So let's just say 4 years ago, 14, 15, you had a phone, right?
Yeah.
All right. So
Not a smartphone though.
Not a smartphone?
No.
All right. When'd you get your smartphone at?
I want to say when I was probably like 16 too.
16?
Yeah.
And you were able to
16 or
access anything
17.
you wanted, right?
Yeah, right away I could just get any app I wanted going and
Well, so
surf the
when there's a movie that comes out and like it's super erotic or whatever, it gets a NC-17 rating. All right, you know what that means, right? It means you can't watch it unless you're 17 years old. So the way that that we look at where we are or where we should be in order to either do something or watch something or whatever it is, to me is kind of off. It's weird. Like you can go buy a gun at 18. You can, you can join the war at 18. You can go get killed for this country, but then you can't drink a beer. That's really weird.
That's actually, God damn you. That was actually what I was gonna say. Like
Oh, was
later
it?
and shit. That was
Oh,
like my
okay.
shit. It took me like 3 hours to come
It
up with
took you
that,
till I
and
said
like
it
you
to
killed
remember.
it. Killed it in a second. I
Oh,
have a
man.
big problem with that. So I went to college in Kansas, and in Kansas, as most people know, it's near Texas and
Right.
Oklahoma, which I think are just predominantly Republican pro-gun states. And there's a lot of people with guns, killing animals, hunting, pretty much throughout the whole state. So one thing that kind of shocked me when I was there was this dude who was like 26 years old. At the time I was 19, and he was in the dorms. As a 26-year-old, I at 19 thought it was kind of weird that a 26-year-old would be in the dorms, but it was like, all right, this dude's trying to go to college, right? Well, he's chewing, right? And all that stuff. And they didn't allow tobacco on like school premises, which is the dorms. So the fucking like student aid lady came directly to his room once they saw him spitting his chew out. And they're like, no, you can't do that here. And his first statement out of his mouth was, I wore a gun for our country on the front lines, and you're going to tell me that I can't fucking chew tobacco in this like place here?
Yeah.
I fought for my country, on the front lines. And it was like, until I've never heard that before. So it kind of took me out a little bit,
Right.
but it's kind of true. It's like these guys are 18 and we're telling them they can't crack a beer, but they can go and have a gun in their hand on the very front of the first line of defense for our country, yet they can't crack a beer if they want to and shit.
So you know why they keep that age at 18?
Well,
that
it's
you can go to
probably
war.
because their mind is still growing. Like,
But you're still in that stage that you basically can't be touched. You still are, not that you're not fearful, but more I guess you feel more invisible than I do, right? So here I am in my early 30s. I know that I can get hurt by going on a run and freaking stepping on a rock wrong. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. That's just the way it is. But when you're young, you don't think like that. You just don't think like that. So you can go to war, pick up a gun, run, in gunfire, and still kind of have that mindset that you're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. So they continue that, and they have to, unfortunately, because majority of the people that are in war, unfortunately, are between 18 and 21. And usually, sometimes they'll stay, but what is it? Like, I think it's either 2 years or 3 years that you have to stay in once you join.
4 years.
Yeah, I think it's 4. Yeah.
Yeah, your first 4. And then it's not even just that. I think it's 4 years. And then when you sign it, it's like you have to do reserves for like 2 years. So a lot of people don't really know that,
Right.
You could be called back for like 2 years. What do you guys think about fucking, they tell you can go and be in the military and hold a gun and defend the country, but they tell you can't drink for 3 years and shit.
Well, one thing I think about like the drinking age is it's more than just crack a beer sometimes. Like I think it wouldn't just be like, I'm just gonna crack a beer today. It's just like we're young and we can drink now. Like there's gonna be parties all the time. Like
Right.
we're kids, dude. Like honestly, like
So let me ask you a
We're
question.
gonna be drunk driving like
no.
teenagers are
Well,
dumb,
dude, let's
It's
be honest.
gonna
Like,
happen.
we're
Yeah.
growing up.
dude, when I was 17, bro, I was drinking more than I've ever drinking in my life. So it wasn't when I was 21. It wasn't now. It was when I was 16, 17, dude. That's when I was like getting fucking crazy. So I was driving under the influence of a lot of things, unfortunately, back then. So I don't think that's
what you're saying is, should we fucking, instead of like change the drinking age, should we change the age that someone goes right into the military?
I think it's more the military.
yeah, because
in my opinion,
everyone knows that we drink.
yeah.
Like
Everyone knows
kids
that
drink.
these kids are doing a lot more than drinking too.
Yeah.
So it's not. I think we're just kind of turning like the blind eye, to the situation. But I think that that in order to go to war, I think you should be at 20, 21.
At least.
That's ridiculous. 18
At
years old is
least.
way too young, dude. Way too
Well,
young.
what I feel like is they need to. You guys need to talk to the mic. If you're gonna talk, mic that shit. Grab it. It's yours.
We weren't even talking.
Shut your mouth, dude.
Listen, if you're gonna have regulations, why not have it across the board? Like, oh, 18s for cigarettes, 21s for drinking, 18s for military. You know, you can't do this until you're 20. You can't do this till you're fucking 25 and shit. It's like, does everyone else kind of agree with like just a flat fucking board? Like it's all 21, you know? And they're actually, Jason, you don't know this, but in Washington, we were actually like one of the first counties to ever pass raising the smoking age to 21,
Oh, okay.
which is monumental because it's like that's the first anyone's ever heard of doing that. And it's
Yeah,
like,
that's dope.
why should cigarettes be any different? Really? I mean, they
Yeah,
kill you just as much as they're a silent killer. They don't creep up on you until you're like 50 and shit. And all of a sudden,
Actually, dude, that's not even true, dude. You can develop lung cancer being a non-smoker and just being around someone that does smoke and have that, you know, secondhand smoke. I can't remember who famous, some lady was famous that that died from never smoked a day in her life, dude, and died of lung cancer. That was all started from secondhand smoke.
Damn.
It's crazy, dude. It's not cool. So, you know, I used to smoke, bro. I used to smoke 2 packs a day. You know, it's wild. So I quit like 6 years ago. And today, if like someone smokes next to me, dude, I'm fucking gone. You know, if I have to walk by them, dude, I have to hold my breath. You know, it's like it's a nasty habit. But yeah, no. So I agree. I think we should definitely raise that age up to 21 for war, and everything should just be a solid 21. I think that's a fair age. And you know, but see, the other thing is too is that you know, so if 21's the new age for war and alcohol and cigarettes and everything else, what about when you create or commit a crime? You know, let's just say you're 18 right now and you do something, and are they going to try you as an adult or a kid?
damn, that's like devil's advocate.
Oh,
Now
that's
you're
what I'm saying.
asking to lower the age and shit.
Well, that's what I'm
Right.
saying. So, you know, it's funny, like through time, it seems to me that that we grow and we evolve and we move forward, right? So, you know, the younger, you know, generation, in my opinion, are growing up faster than I grew up, and I grew up a lot faster than the generation before me, and so on. And it's going to continue that way all throughout time. It's just the way it is. I mean, as we are introduced to technology or news or, you know, whatever it is, we're going to grow and we're going to learn, and we're constantly developing, we're constantly evolving. So, you know, it's kind of hard when you you think about stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if it is even really that big of an issue right now.
I think it's a huge issue.
You do?
Well, because think about like basically, and again, we were almost, I mean, we're going to get into this eventually anyway. You know, these kids, like you say, like the world is evolving so much quicker now than it did before.
Right.
Well, these guys are living through it. So since 12 years old for these guys, for me, it's been so fast from like 19 to 26, right?
Yeah.
7 years straight. It's been, we went
Well,
from
you
fucking,
had to grow up very quickly, you know.
well, right.
You're
But
in a
these
different,
guys
you're in a
grew
different-
with the technology.
right,
So
right.
it was like, to them, they were growing up being adolescent. So
Well,
at the
dude,
same
trip
time,
on this, dude. So you're 26, right? Or 27? What are you?
don't count me out.
All right.
I'm
So
26.
when did you have your child? How old were you?
2 years ago.
Okay, so
25.
So you know my grandmother.
24.
My grandmother had my
See,
dad.
I didn't like math class, man. See, I told you and shit. I can't even count 2 back from 26.
So
2 years ago, 25. I mean,
my
24.
my grandmother had my dad when she was 15 years old. And now
My mom had me when she was 15 too. That's crazy.
yeah, so my dad and my mom had me at, I think she got pregnant at 17, maybe 18, but she had me at, I'm pretty sure 18. My dad was 19. You know, and then here you are like 24, 25, whatever it is, and you have your child. It's crazy, dude. So you know, you're going to grow up very different than Ryder and Austin, you know, where right now you guys don't have kids, right?
No.
Okay,
No.
So you got, you guys got no
But see, they went
responsibility
through
right
that
now.
time. They went through that time. 16 and pregnant. They passed it. They passed the
There you
test.
go. There you go. So you're lucky, dude. You're one of the lucky ones already. You're already up a notch. But you get
Isn't
to grow
that
up,
sad? They're
you get
already
to-
up a notch by
No, it's
fucking
cool.
getting through high
It's
school
cool.
without a kid.
dude.
It's
I,
like-
yeah, no, it's awesome though. I mean, I remember when I was in junior high, dude, and there was like 3 girls pregnant, and you're like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Like, she's straight walking around pregnant, dude. Like, and then you never saw them again after like they got to their 6th or 7th month or whatever, and who knows what happened? They just became like a loser and had probably 5 kids or
It
some
definitely
shit. Which
got
sucks.
worse. It definitely.
Yeah.
got
So
worse.
I was gonna ask that question. Like, how many chicks like in your high school was pregnant or that you knew?
Oh my. Well,
Just put a number on it.
freshmen right off the bat, like I saw the seniors getting pregnant, dropping out. They wouldn't even finish.
Put a number on it. He said 3.
For my class or the whole school?
Just school during that's teen.
This was junior.
pregnancy.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
mine's
Mount
junior high.
Vernon.
You're talking to them about high school.
Well, shit, junior high.
Dude, high school, like we had like 30 easy throughout my 4 years.
Really?
Easy.
Oh,
Oh, easy,
damn.
bro. It was crazy.
Yeah, dude. I think there's only a couple at my school too.
Because I would have thought that the 16 and pregnant craze like just swept the whole fucking.
Well, see, dude, like, so, all right, I'm 32 years old. So when I was in high school, that was 14. That was
Damn.
14 years ago, bro. When I graduated, okay. But when I was in high school, for whatever reason, it was cool to be pregnant. Like, oh my god, like, oh, they had sex and whatnot, like, and she's pregnant. What? Because like, to be honest, there was a lot of people that like never had sex at 16, 17 years old. Still, they're just sitting over there like, what the fuck? And there's like pregnant people walking around, dude. And so it was like trippy for everybody. And some people were just like super into it and wanted to have that. And it became like a race, like who could get pregnant. Like, it was really weird at my school at that time. And hopefully things have changed. It sounds like it, because amount of people that are getting pregnant seem lower than where I was, but it's wild.
Well, that's
dude.
kind of. I think Austin wanted to talk about that. It's like, dude, 14-year-olds are like the new 25-year-olds and shit today.
Yeah, like they look so much older now. It's weird.
Dude.
Do they look older now, or,
Dude,
or
you know
why?
what it is?
I-
It's the makeup.
Yeah.
It's the makeup.
Makeup.
Oh yeah.
And how they're dressing too. Like it's
Well,
weird.
it's designers, right? So like designers are making clothes that are showing more. I think the human body. I mean, for years and years. I mean, I'm talking hundreds of years. Even like other countries. We're the only country, I think, like one of the only countries where being 18 is like, that's the legal age to have sex and whatnot legally. Other countries don't believe in that. I mean, dude, like as soon as you hit puberty and you can have a child, you're ready to go, and that could be 11, 12 years old, dude. It's nuts. But
Okay, so let me take you back a tad bit. So biologically, okay, if we were to listen to our human bodies, whenever a female has her first period, I believe that's like her body telling her she's
ready to
ready
go.
to have babies.
right.
Women have their first period anywhere from fucking 12 to 16, 17.
Yeah.
So apparently, biologically, that's the best time for a female human to have babies. Now, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not a scientist.
Well, for your body, I think is the the right time. I mean, if you look at any other species besides humans, whether it's a bug or whether it's an animal or whatever, dude, I mean, how many people do you know that either breed puppies or have a cat has had a litter at 1 year or 1.5 years
it's like
old.
1 year, yeah,
You
for
know
sure.
what I mean? Like they're super quick. As soon as they're ready to go, they're ready to go. It's not like how it is with humans where it's like, oh my God, like they're not of age yet. That's not good. I mean, I agree with the age because I feel like mentally you should be prepared for what's going to happen. But, every other species besides human beings don't go by the rules that we do. We just kind of make these rules out of fucking thin air because we think it's right. We don't know if it's right or not, really. We just kind of hope that it's right.
Well, fuck. the government, dog. It's taking over and shit.
Well, I mean, realistically, think about it, dude. You really want to see 12-year-olds out there fucking and having babies? I don't. You know, that sucks.
No.
You know, that ruins their whole life, dude. So, I can respect it.
Yeah, especially now. It's shit. You can't even have a child at all. You know, in today's world. I mean, dude, if you do it, it sets you back quite a ways.
Well, what
you
sucks
know.
is that there's so many people that are like, you know, pro-life, dude, and you know, will shit all over you and treat you like you're a piece of shit if you want to, you know, for whatever reason, get an abortion or, you know, not go through with it. I mean, it's crazy, dude. I mean, it's you know, then you got people that are, you know, then they just do go through with it for whatever reason because they just feel they have to, and they just dump the child off in some trash can or, you know, whatever, dude. It's nuts, dude.
Yeah, there's too much of the immature having shit they're not ready for now, whether
Well,
that be children or
let's switch it up a little bit. So like we talked a little bit about you know, the media and whatnot. I got a couple things for these guys.
damn roast them. Let's get it going.
So I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not, but they do call your generation the incompetent generation, and they wonder like what they can bring to the progression of the country.
And
So
by
I
they,
wanted,
they mean their
Yeah.
generation.
yeah. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, what do you think that you bring to the world, to progression, to the country, to yourselves, to your community, whatever? Like, what do you think
As a
that you bring?
generation.
It's a really good question.
Okay, let me take a seat back for a
Right.
second. Okay, all right.
Coming in hot. All right.
Can I help you a little bit? Because I remember listening to what you were saying earlier.
No, hold up. No, I want to hear their honest thought real quick before you jump in. Just an honest thought of where you think that, you know, your generation will take us, or where you want us to take, or where you want to go, or where you think that you can go.
I think one big thing with this generation is I've noticed like we have a lot of creativity. Like I've noticed a lot of people going into the music business, going into fashion,
Filmmaking, acting.
filmmaking, yeah, cooking. Like it's pretty cool. I've noticed that a lot. That's one thing I've noticed from being on social media is how many people actually want to do this. Like it's crazy. Like I'm trying to do music myself and it's like scary knowing there's this many people trying to do it too. Like
Oh, of course. You're going to get that with anything that you do, anything in
Yeah.
life. There's always going to be somebody out there that's going to be nipping at, you know, your heels and pushing you to, you know, do the best you can. You need that. You really need that.
yeah, it's true.
But
Well, that's kind of crazy because like I remember when I was in high school, dude, nobody was trying to do that at all. Nobody was trying to change.
well, not I mean, no, for me, no, I got to disagree on that, dude.
Well, you and
I
I
had-
came up in different times.
Well, yeah, but
So-
dude, bro, we came up 5 years apart, bro. Stop.
No.
So, yeah.
6.
Oh my god. So, dude, you can't
That's a
tell me-
high school and
you
a
can't
half.
tell me
Get
that
off
there-
my
there
shit.
aren't- that there aren't science, you know, projects and contests where these kids are like creating these awesome, you know, whatever it is, inventions or whatever, right? There's
Well,
those
in
kind of
my
things. all the
time, that was the one I will tell you, dude, we had a couple people like doing like, hey, we're in a band, a couple bands. Like it was
Dude, I had rappers, I had band, you know, members, I had, you know, future, you know, dude, I had this kid that literally thought he was like in Congress, bro. Like it was crazy at our high school and shit. I'm like, dude, he was like Valley, you know, he was all that, dude. He, you know, he was the head of the yearbook, the head of this, the head of that, like all these different things. And you're like, dude, that guy is gonna like go and like be something. I don't know what happened to him now.
like he
Um,
didn't, you know.
He didn't.
No.
I don't know about it, you know,
You're
but
like, man, I think that guy's name was Obama.
like, yeah,
Oh.
dude was
Oh.
fucking yeah, Barack.
No, when did you graduate? What was your graduating class?
2001.
Oh, okay. So yeah, that was like Britney Spears.
That was
era,
like 50
right?
years ago. Yeah, that was cool.
That was like 50 years. Yeah.
Like, dude, did you guys have like color TVs back then or no? No, not yet. Damn. Dude, I think I honestly feel like I grew up in like one of the best times ever because I got to see like the development of everything. Like, you know, when you guys were kids, yeah, you didn't have the flip or you didn't have the smartphone yet, but you had like a phone that was like a flip phone with color and all that shit, dude. When I first had my first cell phone, actually before the cell phone, I had a pager. What do you know about pagers? I don't know nothing about pagers, dude.
Yeah, I don't know much about those.
Yeah, dude. So I had the pager, which was chill. You know, having a pager in junior high, bro, was like the sickest shit ever, dude. Because you get
tell 'em about
paged,
the pager life during
dude, bro. You get paged and it's like clipped onto your pocket, dude, and it's all beep 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 beep. Everyone's like, "What?" Dude, whole class turns heads, right? After class, you run over to the payphone, dial and shit, like, and you try to do the collect call, and they're like, "Who's the call from?" And you have to say like what it is that you need real quick, so the call's free. It's like, "Oh, hurry up and pick me up on my school. Bye. And then
Oh.
dog, what do you know about that shit? Like, so I started from pager, you know, payphone. Then the first cell phone came out. Like, well, not first cell phone, but like first actual cell phone that people could actually acquire. Like,
Was it like that brick and shit?
no,
Like
it was that Nokia with like the snake game on it. Like that was like the first like legit phone that people could actually
I
have.
fuck with Snake.
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. But it didn't have any color. It was just a green screen, you know, and it had like the snake game and it was slow as fuck, you know, but it's like whatever, dude. But I feel like I got to see all that. Like I saw Apple from like, you know, Macintosh 1 where it had like that, like what was that fucking Oregon Trail game on it?
Yeah.
You know, like to evolve all the way to what it is now. Like I saw the best companies, Google start, you know, and start up. Like I got to see all that shit. Like for me, I feel like I grew up in a great time. You guys did too. Obviously, you're gonna get to see a lot more shit than I am.
Yeah. So they
But-
started with all that shit.
So you
It's
guys
like,
I'm
started with
excited
them.
to see what's gonna like.
Yeah, what's gonna come?
Yeah,
But like, so that's why like I ask you those questions because you know, for what's already there, what do you think you can bring?
Ryder, it's your turn. What do you think? What do you think your
Sure.
generation can bring to the world of tomorrow?
I think everything's like the computers are taking over. Like you got these young kids that can type like faster than whatever. And these kids making web design, like they're all over that's all they do. They're on the internet all the time. And high school is basically taken over by computer classes. I mean, there was like at least 5 in my high school,
Yeah.
like editing, posting videos.
I had like typing in my shit.
No, we had
Like-
Photoshop, all that stuff.
Well, we had that. I think we were getting into Photoshop and shit.
Oh yeah. All right. My high school, we had towards the end, we had this like it was called sound technology. You could make beats. All you did was make beats all day. And then if you know,
The sickest high school ever.
if you wanted,
dude.
they all had
Dude, what
Big
the fuck?
Macs. We had Big Macs. And then there's this soundproof room you walked in.
Like
Y'all got Big
like
Macs
the
at
sandwich
school?
from
Yeah,
fucking
Big Macs.
McDonald's.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
Oh, Big Macs in the fucking Beats
yeah,
class?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been
delivered?
fucking with Big Mac.
So basically, it's just
Oh.
Dr. Dre. Just. Anyways, there's a soundproof.
Dr.
room.
Dre, Big Mac.
Anyway.
Let him go
Hey, hey.
silent on him for a minute.
Hey.
Oh, okay.
All right. So there's a soundproof room. You open it up. You got a couple rappers in the high school spitting a little bit. Nice booth. It was professional,
Dude, Jason, did you have any of that,
and that's in
dude?
high school.
No, fuck no.
Well, see, that's kind of
First off, dude, I went to like one of the poor, like dude, I grew up in a poor like area, bro. It was terrible. It was not a good place for a white individual to grow up, dude. Like it was a bad spot. I was the minority for sure, and like our school had no funding. You know, it was like, I mean, we still had the fucking Macintosh 1s and shit in high school, dog. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, dude? Like we were already like at iMac
floppy
and, like, all
disks.
these- yeah, nah, yeah. Well, we had floppy disk and shit at high school, and then like my senior year, they finally like, oh, we're getting an upgrade, and they ended up getting like some like Windows shit or whatever. But like, yeah, dude, like my shit was not the greatest, so we didn't have like technology. So like that to me, that's where I feel that we kind of had an edge on the generation now. We didn't have the technology that you guys have, which you know is great and everything if you're gonna go only to technology and that's it. But like where we kind of had to struggle and kind of create still. Like we had to, we went out and played. We went out and did things. We built things. Like if we wanted something to do, we built it, and that's where I think we differ just a tad bit. I don't think anyone does anything anymore. Like not that I know of. I haven't seen it. Maybe I might
But
be
do
wrong.
you
I don't
think
know. You
that
guys tell
that's
me.
like, dude, think about this though. Like they can't, like the jobs out there or the teaching and the school and there's not tailored for that. They don't fucking the off-ball class they got all day is the fucking woodworking class that nobody wants to do anymore.
The wood shop.
Wood shop, dude. Ain't nobody fucking with wood shop and shit.
What you know
But
about auto? What is it? Auto shop or what the fuck was that shit
no,
called?
we don't do that anymore.
We
I
had
didn't
a-
even
see?
do
We had
that.
like at my high school, we had a separate thing called like snow aisle, and you could take a bus to another school to take like
Like
engineering,
that shit.
like
Yeah,
engineering and stuff.
yeah.
And that'd take like 2 periods out of your day, and then the bus would take you back to the school, and then you'd finish your day with like 2 or 3 more periods. And then
But
you're
like
done.
nobody did that though.
No, dude,
So
there's actually quite a bit. It was cool.
So let me ask you, with the friends that you do still have from high school, I don't know how many of them you still connect with, because you'll find as time goes that shit fucking goes by the wayside real quick. You'll
Yeah.
hold on to maybe 1 or 2, and that's it. But like the people that you do still hold close, or you still have communication with, where are they at? Are they in school? Are they working? Like, what are they doing?
I had some friends that were going to school, and then they wanted to stop and take a break and just work. So now they work, have like their own apartments or whatever. They're just getting money, saving up, probably go to school later. But right now we're just working kind of.
Just
What
working? All
about
right.
you,
So let me
Go
ask you
ahead.
an honest question.
Okay.
All right.
He's skipping,
So
he's skipping.
with the amount of money that you guys are making right now, where do you think that you can go, and where do you want to go from right now? And try to
I
ask
think the
yourself,
question should be answered in the reverse direction. Where
Yeah.
do you want to go?
well, where do you
But
want to
where
go?
do you think that you're
But
financially able to go?
Yeah, in a reality, mind frame. I mean, it's okay to have dreams and all that stuff. I completely understand that, and you know what, like, dream big. But where do you honestly feel that you can go? How high? How far? Like, what do you think you can accomplish with not going to school, with just going out on your own and just seeing what happens?
Damn.
Oh, man.
Fucking hit him hard again.
I know.
If he's not ready, then pass the
No,
mic.
hold
Yeah.
up. Repeat that real quick.
So I just want you to tell me where do you think that you can go? With where you are right now in life, without going to school. Just
Honestly,
you're out there.
without going to school,
You're out there on your own. You're working at this place,
Don't say
whatever it
it.
is. No, whatever it is that you're working at, right? The job that you have.
Mhm.
Where do you think that you can go? Where do you want to go? In a realistic mindset, where do you think you can go?
Well, from right now, honestly, the best thing that I should do is get a good job that like I don't have to struggle with having to pay any bills, like being able to pay for food or even have my own apartment with a buddy or something.
So that's a good answer. But how are you going to acquire that job with no education whatsoever and no training?
Yeah, like where you're at now.
Where you're at
you
now?
know, where you're at now, how could you achieve that?
Honestly, I've noticed that some places like they start if you have some work experience, some places start out like not too bad like wage wise per hour, that you can just go in if you're applying like crazy and you could get a pretty decent paying job.
So what do you what is that? What are you looking at?
Like
Like what
think-
is good to you guys? Like what do you think is good?
Dollar value, is that a good
Dollar.
answer? Dollar value, like
Yeah,
where,
like
what's
a dollar,
good
dollar
to you
an
now?
hour, or monthly amount of money, or whatever. Like what does I want to know what the youth thinks is a good amount of money in order to.
Let them both answer too before
Yeah.
we get back on them. So go ahead.
Do you have anything you want to say?
No,
first?
you can go. Go ahead. You got the mic. What do you think is a good amount of money, and what per hour or like
For
monthly?
you to
Honestly,
live
per
live
hour.
on your own and to to start
Just do the
enjoying your
things
life.
you want to do.
To live on my own, honestly, if I worked a full-time job at like $14 or $15 an hour, I could easily get an apartment with a friend, and like that would be easy. I think.
Okay.
And that's where you want to be.
That's where I want to be, just like for now.
Okay. Ryder, what do you want?
How much money do I want?
So the answer to the same question.
Shit. So I mean,
Shit, I want to be rich and shit.
Right.
I like the start of
let's
that.
go 25 an hour. No, I was kidding. I think 15 would be perfect. I'm a saver with my money. I'm super like,
Frugal.
yeah, if I buy something big, I kind of
Regret it,
do that. Like I second guess myself. even if
bro.
it's
You're
something I
talking to
really
the king
wanted.
of returns right here, dude. I fucking buy shit and fucking return it in like 20 minutes.
Yep.
They see me coming. They're like, oh, fuck, here he comes again. About to return the shit. Gets right into the return line. The whole fucking thing, dude. Like
Those lucky
18 bags
jeans
of
and shit.
I just buy the littlest stuff that just adds up to so much, and then like 2 weeks later, I'm like, I have no more money. What was I buying? Like $5 things every once in a while just add up so quickly.
So, Ryder,
It's-
like, what's your like answer the previous question? Like, where right now, like where you're at and how you are, like where could you go? Like, what do you
Like,
want to do
realistically.
and what could you do?
Okay, so in my position right now, mine is I know people that could get me in better places, better paying. Like my dad, he works for the railroad or whatever. He keeps telling me he could get me into that.
You should
And
do it.
But like,
you
why
don't
not?
need you don't need any schooling for it.
Okay.
And- but the thing is that something I want to do?
Right.
Dude, when you're young,
It's
I
good
think you
paying,
should
but-
yeah, I think you should try to move as much as possible and experience as much as possible, because the more you have on your resume like later on for whatever job you end up taking, the
Yeah.
better it is. It doesn't look good, dude, when you just have like one job and that's it. You know,
Dude,
so
that's
yeah.
kind of I disagree with that statement, and
No,
I
I mean,
respectfully disagree.
depends on what
because
what you're trying to go into though. Like I'm not saying like every 2 weeks. I'm saying, obviously you want to have stability in life, right? You need to show that on your resume too, but never be afraid to take a position
Okay,
because
well, that's a different fucking statement than you just made.
that's what I'm
You know,
saying.
it's like-
I didn't even get to finish.
No,
so-
you just finished it
I
for a
didn't finish
minute. It was like, hey, no, but I get what you're saying though. I agree in that sense. Like, yeah, definitely at your age, like that's kind of almost one of the things at my age I wish I just, well, I guess I maybe did it a little bit, but at the same time, I never really proved any stability. And that's really the main thing,
Well, I can give you guys just my experience, and this is just what like older people do to younger people, and I'm gonna do the same shit to you, and
You're
I feel
about to
fucking weird doing
grandfather
it
your
because
ass.
All right.
because everybody that I know, I'm the fucking young cat, right? But this is what I'm gonna give to you, dude.
Get a bunch of old friends so you feel younger.
I was
about
young.
around.
I was young once too, right? So when I was 18 years old, I had the opportunity to work as a dental assistant, and I did like data entry at that same position. I think I only did the dental assisting like 1 day per week, and then everything else was like data entry and filing and shit like that. And I got that job from my grandfather. The job was terrible, and I made $15 an hour, which back 14 years ago was good money. And I ended up quitting. I hated it, so I ended up going into security because it was easy. Like it didn't take anything, no brains, no nothing. Like you didn't have to be active. Like you literally just fucking sat there. So I took this position and I did security for 5 years, which I like completely regret. It's like one of my biggest regrets.
Fucking
in life.
goes down. What you don't know is this homie right here might
Dude.
go into security.
No,
He's
dude,
like,
no, dude. The
Don't
job
do it.
the job just got taken. So
oh,
good
Good.
thing, I guess. But dude,
Good.
He goes, good thing, because my homie right here that's supposed to give me advice was like,
It
I
is a-
spent
it
5
is a-
years
dude,
there
it
and
is a
regret
fucking-
every
dude,
minute.
it is
of
a it is a trap. It is a dead end job, dude, and you will never go anywhere.
the
So
only reason I was really interested was the pay was pretty like more than what I liked.
here's what happened. So so at the time when I got into security, I wanted out of that other job so bad that I ended up taking a pay cut, right? So I went from making 15 an hour to making $9 an hour.
Oh,
And to
wow.
me, that was totally fine because I just hated the other job so much. In my head, my thought process was, oh my God, like obviously $15 an hour jobs for me just aren't what it is. Like that's not what I want to be a part of. Like I couldn't handle it. I didn't like it. And it wasn't that, it was just I was in a bad environment. But being young and stupid, you don't really know what you're doing because you haven't experienced much. So that was like my main big job, you know. And I was like, fuck this, dude. Like $9 an hour, totally cool. Like I just sat there and shit. I worked at a gated community and I ended up getting promoted. I became, you know, the post commander is what they call it. I started making $10 an hour. Then I think I made $11 an hour. But they kept me like, you know, progressing like 25 cents an hour, like per year, you know, or I got 50 cents an, you know, a 150-cent raise one time. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm killing it now. Like this is crazy. But I was still living at home. I could barely do anything. I felt like shit. My body went to shit. Like I got fat as fuck. Like it's not a healthy environment. You eat crap, you smoke, you drink coffee all day. Like it's just a body. They just want a body, and it's just not a good environment. But I stayed there for 5 years. Now, the one good thing that I could say that came out of it was when I was working in that position, I had constant, you know, people coming through the gate. You know, it was different workers or businessmen, you know, because they live there, or, you know, whatever, people that owned, you know, things, or, you know, design things, whatever it was. But majority of it was more workers, you know, that came through that I talked to on a daily basis. And this pest control guy continued to come through and came through and came through and came through. And every time he came through, we talked. And he was just like, man, your personality is awesome. Why are you still here? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, well, like, you know, they pay me good here and shit. Like, and whatever, they take care of me, which was complete bullshit. I'm just like, you know, lying to myself. And he's like, dude, you need to get out of this, man. Like, why don't you come into, you know, to do this, which was pest control. At the time, I had no idea what pest control even was. But to make a long story short, if I would have never made that move, more than likely, I would have probably stayed in security, which I would have still been maybe I would have been making $12 an hour now, which now I'm probably making $35 to $40 an hour. So I'm just telling you to make the move whenever you get that opportunity, make the move. Don't stay. You know, my grandfather always told me, which I wish I would have listened to him back when I did security, but I didn't. I stayed. I got comfortable. I got scared. You know, dude, the world's a crazy place. You get freaked out. You think like, oh, I'm comfortable here. Like, you know, I have a stable job. Fuck that. Dude, if you get an opportunity and it pays more, go. And don't look back. And I did it finally, and it paid off for me. That's all I can tell you. So that's my advice for you guys.
Well, it's nice because it's like, it's more than just advice. It's like it's a comfortability point. You know, you're asking them to realize like, hey, are you comfortable, or is it like, do you want more money? Or
well, that's why I asked you in the previous question, you know, what do you want? You know, where do you see yourself going? Because if you told me like, oh, well, I see myself going and doing this and this and this and this, which I didn't really hear from you guys. I just heard like you just kind of wanted like a certain dollar amount. So if that's the case, just any opportunity, just take it.
Get it. Yeah.
I can tell you what I want to do with my life.
Okay,
But,
go
like,
ahead. What is it?
Well, I plan on going back to college for music. Like, I just want to be in the studio for my job. Like,
Music, what? What do you want to do? Produce? You want to write? You want to
produce, rap, either or. Like, if I can't get to it rapping, I just want to be in the studio somehow, like being on the boards or whatever.
Okay.
Like, I don't care if it's like super high paying or not, but that's just like something that I really like.
So you'd rather be involved in your passion than like involved in a dollar.
Yeah, I mean, eventually we all start from like nothing in that job. Like eventually I could work my way up in the studio to something else. It all starts at,
dude, I like that, because, and that's kind of part of the thing that like he said that his younger generation did. Like, they're driving themselves towards their passion. They're not driving themselves towards like what my group drove themselves towards. Like, you heard it, all you heard about was you're either gonna do what your parents do, or you're gonna go to college and try to do whatever like that is. And it was never about trying to follow your dream. Like, I feel like that's, at least in my like view, it was never about like, hey, you could go, well, fuck, nobody told me I could be a basketball player. I'm like 5'5" and shit. But it's like, you know, if I was like, you know, could shoot the ball hella good, still nobody would tell you like, hey, you could go be LeBron. Spud Webb. See, you know, if you could dunk, like, they would still tell you, Nah, you
Yeah, you
gotta
ain't
go
joking, no.
and nah. See, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I don't know what it is or what it was about my generation. They always tried to either like slap you down to reality or like make you feel like your reality was just a way lower version of what you viewed yourself. I kind of admire the fact that you guys are wanting to go after that, you know. And like I said, you know, I'm older now, can't do that. And I definitely am like, man, just like Jason said, you know, if you get the opportunity to move and go experience something different and new, dude, you just don't know. Like once you open one door, like you don't know
never know.
that
Yeah, you never know.
25 different doors could be behind that door, and your life can go in so many different ways, and that's exciting.
Yeah,
And shit.
totally.
I'm down like a 1-door pathway right now. You know, realistically, I got like 3 doors to open and shit. You guys have like 100 doors right now.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, it's like what you know what you really want to think about, honestly, and this is something that I never really thought about when I was younger because I just didn't care, and you probably don't either. But I can tell you that getting out of your do you guys live with your parents right now or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep, same.
getting
No.
out of your parents' house. Dude,
no,
getting
I
out of your
don't live with
parents' house?
them.
Nah. Getting out of your parents' house is probably going to be one of the most important things you guys ever do. And don't let it lag. You know, I'll be honest, like I stayed at my house until I was 24 years old. And to me,
22.
that was fucking way too long, dude. I felt like a fucking piece of shit. All my friends were out and about, like, we're doing other things. But since I was so comfortable in security, I couldn't fucking do that. So I was at the house. And, yeah, I had like money in the bank a little bit because, I didn't have to pay rent or whatever, but that wasn't shit. Like I couldn't have people over to, my mom's house, like, yo, like, oh shit, you're still here? Like, fuck. Okay, that's cool. Nah, it just wasn't it. So I can tell you that, once you get out, you kind of put a different pressure on yourself to do better. So being there, you're going to be more comfortable and you might kind of be resistant to change or to opportunity or things like that because you don't really have the, oh shit, I got to pay fucking rent. I got to pay mortgage or I got to pay this. I got my light bill. I got this bill. I got that bill. Like you don't have those things, you
Shit,
may
you
have to be
don't
like,
got those things.
you have like, oh, your mom like on you like, hey, well, you need to start chipping in around here. Like that's what you're gonna probably hear. Like, let's be honest. And that's
You
not
need to
really
do the
anything.
dishes.
Nah, dude, I already do all that. Yeah.
You do the dishes?
Yeah, dude, I do the dishes.
Oh,
I clean up after my shit.
man, I've gotten to the point where I don't even do the dishes, but it's like a full circle. It's like, you get to the point where you got a nice girl that can do the dishes for you.
Well, yeah, you're in a completely different stage than they are. They're in a
I
different
know.
stage.
Yeah, you're old.
Like, but the whole point of this
I'm
cast is
old.
like,
Oh, dude, they just
Just
called me
kidding.
old and
Just
shit,
kidding.
dude.
Dude, I'm
Did you
telling you.
hear it? He's on the
Dude, they're-
slide. He just
they're
like, dude,
younger.
you're
Dude,
old.
they're
That's
younger.
why and shit.
They are
Oh.
younger to you, or like they're more younger to you than I am to you, if that makes sense.
I know.
So,
So, like, in a
yeah.
sense, you're way older to
So I'm
them.
old as fuck, dude. I'm double your age
You're
almost, dude.
ancient,
Like, what the
bro.
fuck?
Oh, ancient, they called you.
Yeah, it's ancient, dude. Old
You
school.
like
Old
the
school.
fucking Egyptians and shit. Like, to them.
But I'll be honest, dude. I'd much rather be where I'm at than where you guys are, dude, because it scares
That's
me.
true.
Like,
Truth.
it
Well,
scares the shit
dude, that kind of
out
almost brings
y'all
it
young
right
and shit.
back. Like, you guys are just, dude, I couldn't even imagine living in the world you guys are living. There's no
Dude, yeah,
opportunity.
Dude, your world's gonna suck because there's really no opportunity out there for most, unfortunately.
Everything that you guys have to do to make it in this world takes so much more work. Not that I don't do work, but it's like it's gotten to the point where the work that is to be done, like the work that's out there, is all work that fucking nobody wants to do. It's like it's gotten to the point where you guys, like, in order to make it, you guys have to adopt a different way of living.
Dude, everyone wants to be famous now.
Well, but that's the thing. It's like it's famous or nothing, and then if it's nothing, like what happens?
Yeah, I know.
It's like you guys are just living by your dreams, and that's cool. That's super cool because that's great. But like, I don't see as much of you guys planning for what the fuck happens if you don't. Like you don't want to be that 40-year-old doing the job that a 18-year-old could do.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that old man at freaking McDonald's.
Yeah.
What's crazy is though is that there's plenty of those guys.
Yeah,
because
there's a ton of them.
It's so sad.
And
they're
they
there.
finally
I can believe
realized
they're
it.
there, and
you
we're
know.
in a completely different, state. We're states apart, so that's all over the world, dude. It's crazy. Like, Bernie Sanders talks about all the time, the Walton family, which is the family that owns Walmart, and how rich they are, and how much money, they're making compared to what they're actually paying their employees, and what they end up doing to skimp out on insurance, where they'll like pull back on hours because there's a certain regulated hour amount that you have to be able to work in order to, be eligible for benefits, and all these different things that Walmart does to just shit all over their employees. But you just don't want to be one of those. You want to get the fuck out. So,
Well,
like I
and
said,
at
if
the
you have
same time, not to be devil's advocate, but at the same time, like, I don't see anybody else giving the grandma in the wheelchair a fucking job.
no,
Grandma in the wheelchair is greeting people as they walk in. She's making a minimum wage. I don't see fucking anybody else out there in the world giving her a job. And as much as I fucking as much as I don't like Walmart at all, I do appreciate some of the shit that they do, like to employ people. And that sucks to say, but that's like the only good thing I like about Walmart is the dude that's greeting you
but the problem
needs that fucking job. And good, man, good.
That's true. Actually,
Great for him. Like, he needs that job. Like, man, he could probably maybe do something else.
Yeah, but dude, here's the issue. The biggest issue is, and my camera is fucking, or something's fucking up.
You're
But
good, dude.
but the thing is, is that the family and the business can afford more, and they don't do it. That's the problem.
That's
So-
true too.
so
That's
it's
true
not-
too.
it's not that-
Multi-billion-dollar company. They
Yeah,
could
they
pay
can- they
grandma
can
$1
still-
more an hour.
They can still hire, the less fortunate. That's not the issue. The issue is what they're eligible for. It's sad. Like, you're just gonna
Or
fucking take
benefits,
advantage
right,
of them
yeah.
and be like, oh well, sorry, dude, because you're fucking handicapped. Like, you don't get insurance now, and I'm gonna pay you fucking $8.50 an hour because that's what minimum wage is, and piss on you. Like, I don't care. That's not okay in my opinion, and this is
You're
a
right.
person's perspective. So this is just how I see it. I just don't see it, to be fair that way.
All right, we're gonna wrap up the cast here. This is the
Well,
last thing. What you got for us?
There's one question that I got. All
What's
right,
up?
that I want to ask you guys, because to me it's kind of important, because you guys are like super young, and I just kind of want to know. All
And
right?
I got one too to end.
You got
it,
one too?
So go ahead.
all right.
All right. So mine is, what historic time period would you most like to visit, and why?
Ooh, 90s.
What the fuck? That's my fucking
like
time
recent
period, dog.
history. That was like
no. Like,
I'm the fucking
no,
90s
like,
kid.
Yeah, like actually
Go ahead.
90s. I can't believe you
got
just
your
said
answer.
that.
Own it. Go.
Like growing up, like being my age in that culture of like music and like fashion and stuff. I really liked like fashion from back then, like the rap style back then. Dude, it was sick.
90s.
Yeah.
The movie Dope, dude. They were all over that shit.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I saw that. That's actually a really good movie.
Yeah,
I
I
like
know.
that.
I
movie.
just watched that the other day. So basically, you're just trying to live that life right there, like that dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
It's-
like him, huh?
Yeah, just like I want to be just like that kid. That's
dude,
fucking
cocaine
crazy, dude.
or
Okay.
Molly and shit, just dealing it. Okay. All right.
All right,
I
Ryder,
see
where
how
you at?
are. All right. So the 90s is one answer. Let's go, Ryder himself.
All right, so take me back to the greaser era, right?
The greaser era. Okay.
I would kill to beat
John
slick back
Travolta?
hair,
Oh.
white tee, just some blue jeans,
Smokes rolled
fuck,
up
yeah,
in
got
the
cigarettes in the
sleeves.
sleeve and
Smokes. and I got this nice
The Luckies.
whatever car in the back, my girl in the back, red lipstick on, big old hair, right?
Blonde.
Yep, blonde for sure.
Why? Why that time?
Well, they
I
have
see-
like that kind of just like style
Style,
right now,
style.
right? Like,
Dude, pimp? They were
people
just
kind of
pimp?
They were.
Dude. That
people
was
people
not
have like
expecting
that
that.
style right now.
You were?
I was not. Dude, what? Dude, you should just do
Greaser
that.
era, dude.
You should just
Hey,
live that life.
No
dude.
guns.
No
It was just
guns.
fist fights if you had problems.
Oh,
they had
Only the
that
rich
knife-
kids
and
had the
knives. and
guns.
shit.
They pulled the
Yeah,
knife out
knives.
on you, dude. Like
Yeah,
the
they
little
pulled the
tiny.
Yeah,
super
call-
switch
call-
knife.
yeah,
They'll
switch
fuck you
knives.
up with that
Yeah.
shit.
Dude, I feel like that same time was The Outsiders and shit. And have
Yep,
you
yep.
read that book? Like
Yeah,
people
yeah, I
died
read
and
that.
shit. Like, okay, you know, there is a dark side to those times too. Okay,
That's true.
damn,
All right,
it wasn't
cool.
all
So-
just musical songs the whole fucking time.
So that was
Oh, I
my
wish I
question,
could
Matt.
know.
What you got for him?
Okay, so to end it, I feel like we started with like drinking age and like why or why not, you know, that maybe, you know, people feel whatever about that, and I felt like, just to kind of wrap it up a little bit, one of the greatest things that Jason brought up was about like when you're tried as an adult for a crime, like, and that almost hits what's popular today, which is making a murderer, right? Where that, like, what is he, like, fucking, he's a very slow, like, 14-year-old that was, or 15, 16, whatever, he was tried as an adult. He clearly had the mind of like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
They tried him as an adult. He was charged as an adult. He's going to spend like 50 years in prison and shit. And he was like 15. So if a 15-year-old is tried as an adult, then obviously 15 is when you should be able to smoke cigarettes. 15 is when you should go to the military. 15 is when you should be able to drink. 15 is when you know, so it's like the court system doesn't even abide by the laws of what.
No, we're all over the place. We're all over the place.
It's just, it's crazy. It's stupid, first of all, to say that you could be tried as an adult for murder at 15, but you can't smoke a cigarette at 15 because you're not an adult. So it's
Yeah.
like, what the fuck, you know? Go ahead. You got it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, if they're gonna raise the age for some things, like for us to be an adult, I think they should just raise everything. Like, if they're gonna treat us as an adult as that age, then everything that we do right now should be,
Yeah.
we're a kid. Then, like, that's their problem for
Yeah.
for doing that. Like, it shouldn't be
I-
like
I agree
certain-
with you.
Like, if we're still kids, then you can't charge us for being an adult when we're being a kid.
But
Yeah.
then there's
Even
other
though I'm not
stuff.
saying
There's
being
other
a
stuff
kid
that's
is,
gonna
like,
come
wrong.
too. Like the driver's license is gonna move up. You know,
Yeah.
you really want to be not at 16 years old and not be able to get your license. You would really want to be at 18 and you can't get your license.
That's so lame.
Well, it's
Right.
not even, it's not
So
just
there's-
about
there's
lame.
things.
You know,
There's
I
gonna be
gotta-
things where you're like, oh, this is cool, this isn't. You know, that's why we have the system we do.
and that's why it's so corrupt. It's so easily
Yeah, I mean, you know,
manipulated. that,
well,
you know, there's,
no, but it's not that it's corrupt, but you got to remember that, you know, people fight. You know, people have fought for rights, for things. You know, like it wasn't always this way. Things have been changed over the years. Progression has happened. You know, things have been, you know, won and lost and, you know, whatnot. Like, you know, you got to remember, dude, the woman's right to vote, dude. That should just fucking, you know, I mean, how many
Just
years has
happened.
it been? Hasn't been, you know, that many years. Same with, you know, black, you know, people's rights. Same thing, dude. Like
Martin Luther.
this,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, this world is like,
MLK. What up, dog?
like right now, like everything's cool. Like we're just starting to be like, you know, everything's cool, but like, dude, it was not good. It was not good. So, you know, we've progressed and we've fought for things, and you know, things have changed over the years. It's not that it's just like the government. It's that, you know,
But I
things
think
will be
it is the
implemented.
government. Deep down inside, it's how much money is the government getting paid?
Dude, this is a crazy topic. The government, dude.
Well, I know, and we'll
Hey.
get.
Illuminati dough.
Oh,
Dude, the thing, yeah, but dude, everything is public information, so you can look up any one of your
Well,
senators. You
what
can look
I'm
up any
saying
one of the
is,
president,
like,
vice
down
president,
inside,
what their
like,
salaries are.
the if the smoking age nationally gets moved to 21, the cigarette subsidiaries don't make as much money. You know, that's 3 years of money they don't make.
Yeah.
The government that may be paid off by some of these people, we'll see if that even passes as a national thing. Now, you know,
Well-
marijuana is legal, and we'll see how long it takes the government to get their share of what's going on right now. It just became viral that weed sales from all the legal weed sales are now topped $5.4 billion. And
Yeah,
you're going to tell me the government wants no part of that, you know? And those people, you know, or states like Colorado, dude, they're funding $1 million to local schools, more money than the government's giving local schools, you know, and I feel like, you know, that's changing too, and that's probably driving a lot of this young change in the world, you know, now. But all right, here's my question. Let's end it. This is an important question because you guys are old enough to vote. Okay. I'm going to put you on the spot and let me tell you a tiny story. I was getting my oil changed at the dealership the other day. And at the dealership, you just see more people. Like I'm at the dealership. If your dealership is nice, I got a new car. So it's like, whatever. So on the TV, they were talking about the Iowa caucuses and how Bernie and Hillary pretty much tied. And it was a bunch of BS and this way or that way, whatever the fuck happened, right? As I was saying it, I said to the girl, I go, man, it's just so crazy. I was like, you know, this is crazy, right? And she looked at me like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, I just asked her, I go, who are you voting for? Oh, I don't talk politics, is what she said.
She doesn't know anything about politics.
Well, fuck, that's, first of all, I thought to myself, dude, you're seriously going to tell me you don't talk politics? Why the fuck can't you talk politics? How hard is it just to tell me how you really feel today?
Dude, when people,
You know?
when I'll be honest with you, and you know, this can go on and on forever, but you know, people use
I don't want
that
to take
as-
it too deep, but
No,
it's
people
like,
just use that as a scapegoat. You know, like people are like, oh, don't talk religion and don't talk politics. Well, when people don't want to talk religion and they don't want to talk politics is because realistically, they don't want to get called out for their fucking nonsense or their bullshit because they have no idea what the fuck the Bible says and they have no idea what the fuck is going on in the world either.
yeah, they're Christian and then they're Republican.
They're
it's
fucking
like-
and what do they call that? And what are they? An angel? What, I don't even know what the fuck they call it.
Evangelist.
Evangelist? Yeah, dude. Like,
No, I don't even know if that's true. I'm just trying
I
to
don't
match the
even-
word to what
I
you
don't
were
think
saying.
that's
and
it.
shit.
I'm a little-
I don't
I'm
even
a
know what
little
the fuck that is and shit.
Yeah, but like you know what I'm saying. So I just feel that you know people that are uneducated will use things like that as a scapegoat. I've never been that way, and I'll always talk to anybody about you know politics or religion or whatever and how I feel, and that's why we have this podcast. But
2 seconds.
Ryder,
2 seconds.
Ryder, Austin, we really appreciate you being on the
Hold
cast.
on,
We honestly
I'm
do.
gonna ask them a question. I got my question
I-
real quick. Hold on. One thing to say, if you're like that, if you're the person that says, I don't talk about politics because I'm uneducated or because, you know, that's our theory, do you believe that person should even vote? You know, because those people will likely vote themselves. Should they vote if they're so scared and have no knowledge, but yet they, you know, they see a guy on, you know, at what point? We're not going to get into that. Let me ask you guys a question. You're 18. Okay. You're now at the fresh age to vote. Be real.
Mhm.
Who are you voting for and why? You're not going to change your vote because of what anybody says or thinks about you. Right now, as you perceive the world, as you perceive what is going on at the ripe age of 18, allowed to vote for who is the next president, who and why?
To be honest, I'm not going to be voting
So you're choosing not to vote.
because I haven't kept up. To be honest, I haven't kept up with it all. I don't know anything about like the positives. I sometimes like I'll go on Twitter. I see like Donald Trump just getting like smashed on by everyone.
Right.
And that's all I see. Like I don't see his positive side.
Right.
Like
Well,
so
because you haven't
Yeah.
given it.
I haven't
enough,
gone like out to
He's
look
not
for
going
it.
to. Yeah.
Like
you haven't
I
done
just
enough
haven't like
to-
gone out to like do that, and I don't think it's fair for me to vote for.
Well, that's
someone.
why that's why I mean those are topics. Those are actually good topics, and that's something that we could have talked about. And I'm assuming that a lot of the youth is that way. I mean, that's what's kind of scary, and in my opinion, you know, with the youth, and that's why they say that the youth today is doomed because they don't even care enough
Because they
to
don't
even
care to go
you know,
out, dude.
research it
Almost kind of
or,
dude
you know,
roasting you and shit a
how
little bit.
how things like that are going to change and affect the country that they live in. You know, they just don't care, and that's not good.
All right, Ryder. Who are you voting for and why? Now, knowing
Okay.
that you just got roasted if
I
you
know.
fucking side with this dude, just be honest though. Who?
Honestly, I haven't been super into that stuff, and I'm not even sure who to go for because, again, the media is putting shit in my brain that Donald Trump's building the big wall, keeping out the Mexicans.
Okay.
Uh,
No, it's
You
not
know.
even funny. Like that's what he
it's
fucking
true.
is doing.
That's what you see on
There's
Twitter or
no
whatever.
That's what, yeah,
fucking
that's
funny
because that's
about
what he's
it.
going
That's-
to do.
That's what's happening.
You know, he got Hillary don't vote for her. She's a girl. Okay.
Okay. What about Bernie?
I don't. Bernie.
Bernie.
I haven't
Bernie's
heard
old
much
as fuck.
about
He's
him.
not even
But
gonna make
you
it through
hear-
his
you
term.
I just
heard
heard that he's
nothing
old,
bad.
and why would you vote for him? He's gonna die soon. That's what I've.
Okay. God, I
All
love
negative stuff
It.
getting
This
in my
is so
head.
real. It's so
So I
real.
don't know.
See, like,
I don't know what-
yeah, that all comes back down to, you know.
Are you gonna vote though? Okay,
Probably-
so
probably
not.
not.
okay,
No.
let me
Are you-
tell
are
you
you
guys.
registered to vote?
You have time. You have time. There's a lot of time. There's
Yeah.
8 months before in November I think is when you got to vote. So I will.
And that's cool. Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
you know, I'm not tripping.
For now, for me, personally, I will encourage you to get to know who the fuck you might be voting.
I
for.
honestly want to. I
You
want to
should.
get into it.
I will tell you, it's one thing now as a 26-year-old
Well, because
I realized after Obama spent 8 years in office that when I voted for him 8 years ago, that I might have tried to understand why I voted for him.
Yeah.
And like, I feel like it's important enough. And you guys have a vote. Like for you guys not to vote, I feel like you're saying like, you know, okay, here I don't have no say in who runs the country or why. I'm just gonna try to get by.
but the
I
thing
feel
is,
like, you know,
but
go
the
ahead.
thing is this, like, you can't, if you're not gonna vote and you're not gonna or participate in that sort of thing, you can't then complain. You can't then say the government. You can't then say this. You can't say this. You can't blame anymore. You know, that's where like people kind of lose you know, what's actually going on. Like, knowledge is a powerful thing, you know, and
The most powerful thing.
the most powerful thing, dude. I mean, you have no idea, dude. So if you just, and you have like the technology, everything at your
The
fingertips, dude, to
ability,
go as far
everything.
as you want. It's crazy. But, you know, and this, like I said, this can go on and on forever. But, you know, whether you vote this term or whether you vote, you know, the next time in 4 years, whatever it is, you know, knowledge is key, man. So, you know, just keep your eyes open and, you know, read as much as you can. And like I told you before, take every opportunity that you got, you know, and try to make the best of this life, because you only got one of them, and it's going to be rough coming up, dude. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. Should you ask him or should I ask him?
I'm going to ask him.
Okay,
We got
go
one
ahead.
last question for you. Austin, Ryder,
What's up?
you down with APP?
Oh yeah.
That's it?
Ryder,
No, you better crank up. Turn up.
I'm down with APP.
There
yeah,
it is.
you
There it
know
is.
me is
I'm
the answer.
Hurt for APP.
Oh, he's turned for APP. There it is. What's up, dude? What's up, dude? All
Dude.
right, everybody. It was a great cast.
Thanks for having
Until
me.
the next one. All right.
Dude, we will have a next one for sure.
We
Sup,
definitely will.
dude?
So, dude. Have a good weekend. Happy Super Bowl. Boom.